really, if you get the video portion of this at any point and we pull it off.
Our voices alone are the cake that makes this great. The video is the icing on top of that cake with our names on it and our faces on it, like a picture.
That was a Dew yawn.
We'll get to Dew Tour. We'll get to all that stuff. Before we get there, let's talk about sponsors.
Yeah, let's do
NanocraftCBD. Check. Did you get this, Todd?
What? I feel like you're not prepared. You keep leaving. What are those?
NanocraftCBD gummies. Fruit gummies right here.
Gummies.
You want to try one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think everything should be available. Anything that's like a medicine should be available to you in gummy form. I really, truly believe that. Are these like just CBD though?
Yeah.
How many do you take?
Just take one.
How many does it say to take?
I don't know.
I want to take the recommended amount. 1 to 2. Boom. 2.
He's going 2 because he just surfed for 4 hours. So
I just wanted a red one. Really.
Well, what this is going to do for you here is it's going to just alleviate whatever aches and pains you got. You didn't like that flavor? Or you did like the flavor?
I like it.
Yeah, you liked it. NanocraftCBD gummies. These are brand new.
As a gummy, I'm going to give you a review.
Okay, give us your gummy review.
As a gummy.
Yeah.
Of some kind of something that's good for me. It's good.
Okay.
As a gummy, as a candy, not that good.
There's 25 milligrams of CBD per gummy.
Yeah, but as a candy.
Well, it's not candy. It's CBD for your mind, body, and soul.
I'm giving you a real world review.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like as a candy, that would kind of come in next to like, what are those things? Chuckles?
Jujubes?
No, jujubes are hard in the middle. This has like a softer
center.
Unexpectedly soft center.
You could go Chuckles.
Is Chuckles the one I'm talking about?
I think so. Remember
Kinda
those
like
Chuckles that came
candy.
in like a thing like that, but there were 4 big discs? You remember those? Big Chuckles?
Yeah.
Great review. NanocraftCBD, M.A.S.S 20, get a discount there. These are great. Take these on your trips.
Gummies, if you can get gummies of anything, I'm telling you, like if I could get a gummy meal replacement, gummies are sweet.
Literally. Quite literally.
Okay, who else we got?
Bubs Naturals. At Bubs Naturals, talk about brain food and body food. Bubs Naturals. I use it every single day. I use it to keep my bones strong. I use it to keep my what little hair Bubs is saving what little I have left. So I thank them for that. Skin, the whole vibe. So Bubs Naturals.
I patch drywall with it.
He does it all.
Whatever.
Beneath Apparel, BN3TH Apparel.
These are the underwear that keep us fertile.
Oh,
what?
Gosh, Myrtle. Yeah, see?
I got some.
The proof is in the pudding. We wear Beneath Apparel by choice, and luckily enough, we can get them to sponsor our podcast, and we're always stoked. Use the code Monday on Beneath Apparel's website. Hansen Surfboards.
Guess what?
Hansen Surfboards. What?
Sun is out.
Look at that.
This is incredible.
Planes are flying.
Today is the first time that I've seen the sun in the morning for like a month.
Yeah.
It means that summer is here. If you want to address the summerness. Make sense? Get on Hansens.com.
Yeah.
Go to the store here.
Go on.
Go to a surf shop and buy your stuff. Yeah. Don't go to Amazon and order your wetsuit.
Yeah, Hansen Surfboards has everything you need on their website and in person. And you can just go in there, put your mask on for the time being. Later in the summer.
June 15th. We don't have to.
Is that real?
I don't know. Why June 15th? Why not June 14th? Like, is it dangerous June 14th and then suddenly June 15th? We're gonna get one
of those little tags at the bottom if we keep talking. Like
a Chiron.
You want any information? Like a warning label.
We didn't say the C word.
K2 Snowboarding at K2.snowboarding. Just because the sun's out and your buns are out doesn't mean you can't think about the snow. There's still a lot happening in the world of snowboarding. We've got the news about that to come soon. I went in the internet and saw stuff to tell you all about. What else we got? Pannikin Coffee and Tea, no brainer. At Pannikin Coffee and Tea, their new shirts are lit.
They are lit. Chemistry Surfboards.
Yep.
Get your board order in for next summer.
And the reason I say that is they are
flying off the shelves, and you need to, if you want a custom board from Chemistry, get that darn order in. They always have a selection in their shop in Oceanside. Yeah. If you can't get to Oceanside, you can always go online and order a shirt or something. Keep those guys in business, because boutique surfboard brands and independent surfboard brands are the ones that you want to support.
That's what's up.
We don't have a code.
Your shaper.
There's
Hopefully
no
your
code.
shaper surfs. If your shaper doesn't surf, and go to Chemistry Surfboards and check out their shapers that shred.
Yeah,
AKA Jason Bennett ripping.
And Willie.
Ripping.
All right.
Ripping.
Also, we have new greens.
Yes.
You want to talk about keeping the right stuff from your body flowing?
Healthy.
Go to newgreens.com. They have the superfoods that you want. They are owned by Pure Prescriptions, which also has the vitamins that you want in gummy form.
I saw your setup in your hotel room.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
I have a vitamin setup.
Yeah.
I roll with the vitamin C gummies, the elderberry gummies, and the D.
You're going all gummy.
I'm going. If I can, it's like a candy. Then I fool myself. It's kind of like the Flintstones. It's like an adult Flintstones vitamin. They still make those? Flintstones
I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah. Probably because that has no relevance.
You can smoke those, and no, you can't.
Anyways, also check out Midlife Health Minute on.
Oh my gosh.
The Instagram.
Check out Todd's other podcast.
It's not even a podcast yet.
Yeah.
It's just John Wayne Freeman doing John Wayne Freeman stuff.
Well,
hasn't
that'd be
happened
great.
Yet. Hasn't happened.
I hope
yet.
you win a Webby. YouOnline.com. You Online. That's our home away from home. You Online. I got to say congrats to Chris Cantori and You Online for another successful sundown session. Donovan Frankenreiter, Matt Costa, 2 nights sold out in San Diego. More of those to come this summer. Check out youonline.com for all your San Diego and Southern California news and views and podcasts. And if you like surfing, skating, and snowboarding, you can listen to this. If you like smoking herb, they got a podcast for you. They got beer podcast, Tales from the Cobblestones, Cantori and You. Boom, all the stuff you want.
They have a sci-fi podcast.
No, I think they rely on us for their science and nerd news.
They might need to go more
probably.
Specific. Really deeper dive.
What else we got? Oh, Adventure.io. Get the app now. Because as Todd said, on June 15th, the whole freaking world is... The roaring 20s are upon us.
They're coming.
This is going to be the littiest summer ever.
Did you say littiest?
Yeah.
Who says that?
Nobody. This whole summer's going to be like one big, long Adrian's kickback.
Whoa. Can we get to that later? Is that in Surf News?
Yeah, I put that in Surf News.
I can't wait.
Adrian's kickback, Gucci gang. Now let's get to Surf News. Surf News is brought to you by Hansen Surfboards. Hansen Surfboards, they've been doing it since day one. And if you want to know... So again, your surfboard shaper should surf. The surf shop you go to should have been started by or
an adventurer,
run by
a surfer, a skydiver,
like that
guy, a handsome ass fellow.
Look at that. That is the guy that started Hansen Surfboards. He's holding up Linda Benson right there. Talk about legendary. This book's available now on HansenSurfboards.com.
For those of you on the podcast, we are showing the book.
The Rip Curl Rottnest Search Pro is over. Gabriel Medina and Sally Fitzgibbons did not need to do any airs to win this contest. They just did vertical snaps and carves in the finals, and Gabriel Medina is your current number 1.
I watched it.
Yeah. Look, again, I'm going to say it again. The wave looks challenging to surf, but also really fun, except for that end section. That end section looks narbar.
It's like when people do turns, land, and jump off their board instantly.
Dry reef.
Yeah.
So the big stories coming out of the Rottnest, the Rip Curl Rottnest Search Pro. No quokkas were harmed during this entire event, and from what we know, no syphilis or chlamydia was transferred from quokka to human. So it's a win-win for everybody, including the quokkas. And the quokkas now are kind of like the official animal of surfing.
None of the quokkas got herpes.
No. No transfers from quokka to human to quokka. Morgan Cibilic, the rookie on tour, has been on fire. He's now in the conversation to potentially make the top 5 of the WSL Finals. Can he do it?
Is that? And it was kind of cool how they kept talking about that, because I forgot that the whole goal
how
here.
Could you forget?
Because it's new.
Okay.
You want to make that top 5. You want to make that top 5 for that spectacular event that's going on at Lowers at the end of the season.
Or you're out. You cannot be in that contest unless you're in the top 5. You cannot win a world title unless you're in the top 5. I don't think John or Kolohe can be in the top 5 at this point because of the injuries that caused them to miss these 2 events. My math might be off, but...
So is John going to be at the competition in El Salvador where you're going?
Injury exemption, I believe. I don't know any facts here. I don't think so. I think him and Kolohe, with those injuries, I mean, it's obvious, right? I'm sure if they were not injured, they would be there.
Kelly Slather's going to be there, right, though?
I don't know.
Really?
We don't know.
So you're leaving on Thursday to go to El Salvador for 10 days to commentate the
last
ISA
Olympic
World
qualifier.
Cup, or what was it called?
ISA World Surfing Games.
World Surfing Games.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So back to the road to the WSL Finals at the end in September.
Wasn't there a shark?
4 or 5 more events?
I heard there was a shark sighting yesterday during the event.
Oh my gosh, there was. I saw it on the gram. Gabriel Medina paddling back out, shark like this, little drive-by. But I don't think they stopped the final.
No, they didn't stop it.
No, they just saw it and they're like, yeah.
Only if they're like 8 or 9 feet, they stop.
If they're acting kind of tweaky.
Aggressive.
Now back to the road to the WSL Finals. WSL Women's Championship Tour top 5 right now. Carissa Moore, Sally Fitzgibbons, Tatiana Weston-Webb, Tyler Wright, two-way tie, Steph Gilmore, Joanne DeFay in 5th. So if we... I don't know what they would do for a tie for 5th, but Carissa Moore, pretty much a lock to be in the final top 5. And the rest of them still got to battle out for the rest of the year.
It's about who you would have expected.
It's about who you know.
Yeah.
It's about how good you surf.
Don't you think, though, that's like who you would have expected to be in the top 5 currently?
Yes. I'm looking... no. I thought Caroline Moore.
Oh, yes. She would be the one.
Caroline Marks.
Mm-hmm.
See, we've been talking all week professionally, and now that we're doing it
on the amateur level, we're blowing it.
Talking. We're talked out.
Yeah.
The WSL Men's Championship Tour, Final 5, as of now, Medina and Italo most likely safe in the lead. They're light years beyond anyone else. So, Jordy Smith's in 3rd, Felipe Toledo's in 4th, and Morgan Sibilix is in 5th.
How many more events are there?
We got Surf Ranch Pro coming up next. We got Mexico, Rio, Tahiti. 4. Unless I'm missing something. I'm pretty sure there's 4.
So with those events in mind.
Oh, I wrote them down.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
Surf Ranch Pro's coming up next, June 18th to the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Corona Open, Mexico, presented by Quicksilver.
Oh, maybe I'll be there.
Yeah, probably not. July 5th to the 15th. You'd have to pull some strings, buddy. I'm trying to be there too. Vans US Open of Surfing, not a CT event, but the biggest event in the world. They're one of them. August 2nd through the 8th, we'll see if the crowd at the US Open eclipses that of Adrian's Kickback.
Kickback!
Gucci gang. The Oi Rio Pro, August 11th through 16th. Outer Known Tahiti Pro, August... no, that's later on in August. I wrote it down wrong. You know what the website is.
Later.
The Rip Curl WSL Finals is September 8th through the 17th at Lower Trestles. Prime time South Swell window. Boom.
Gucci gang.
Thank you. So that's your WSL update. And, I do like that on the final day is just the semis and the finals for the men. Same thing for the women. One-day event. And no, there was no big discrepancies. It was kind of like very smooth. And I like that.
It was kind of weird, though, having it be basically a 2-turn final. Like, I think... Like,
bam, smack,
maybe...
float.
Yeah, maybe a third one, but you're really trying to shoehorn something in at the end.
I think, and I remember watching the last couple days with the wind conditions going like offside shore, I knew that the air guys were going to have a little bit of difficulty, and that was true. Italo Ferrero was trying to force airs, which does not look good.
Medina did a big alley-oop and basically landed so flat, I thought both his legs were going to break.
I'm not a fan of alley-oops. Maybe the top 1% of alley-oops I like. But I don't like forcing airs because if you've tried an air and you've tried to force an air, it feels horrible. It looks even more horrible.
Worse. Looks gross.
Yeah. Because sometimes you get locked into the, I just want to go out there and do airs. Especially when I put booties on.
Really?
It makes me really want to do airs.
Huh.
And I blow a lot of sections that way.
I did a 360 this morning.
Nice.
I guess it'd be like a
on the face
turn
carving 360.
Turn reverse.
Front side, back side.
No, front side. Like a hack reverse.
I sat at the desk right there, preparing this show. See how prepared I am.
Well, I had to exercise some demons.
The most important. This is a repeat. paragraph from last year, but now it's serious. The most important ISA World Surfing Games in history is hitting El Salvador this week. Starts this weekend. We're going to be filling the last remaining spots in the Olympics. It's going to be in Surf City, El Salvador, May 29th to June 6th. All your favorite surfers, most of your favorite surfers will be there.
Even your least favorite surfer's least favorite surfer will be there.
Probably. And we're going to see some glory. We're going to see some agony of defeat, thrills of victory, everything in between. We're going to give out medals. It's going to be like a little preview of the upcoming Olympics. As we all know, the Olympics are coming, and everybody's getting excited. It's happening. But before we get to the ISA World Surfing Games, before we get to the Olympics, the biggest thing to happen this summer, Adrian's Kickback.
Gucci gang.
Adrian's Kickback started as a TikTok a little hangout.
Who is Adrian?
Adrian
is he a following on TikTok?
I think he's kind of got a middling following. He's a high school kid from
Huntington High,
the Inland Empire or something. And it basically, he said, hey, we're going to have a kickback. So I didn't understand, and this is not due to age or anything like that. I just didn't understand what Adrian's Kickback meant until it was explained to me via, I don't know, Instagram or something, that a kickback is like, they were just talking about hanging out. And I overthought it. A kickback is just what it sounds like.
Yep.
Hanging out.
Just kicking back.
Just kicking back. So they're saying more than 3,000 to 4,000 people, mostly teens. Everyone's dressed the same.
What do you mean?
Style, like everyone's dressed like this. Everyone looked like you.
Yeah.
Pants, shirt, and a hat, and a backpack. A lot of backpacks, skateboards.
Okay.
Apparently, there's fireworks in those backpacks because
probably a lot of e-bikes too.
they were. Oh man, the e-bike scene was probably they basically, it was like 1,000 to 5,000 Encinitas e-bike kids. They rampaged through the streets. Nothing crazy happened. They did smash a cop car.
What?
Yeah, they smashed a cop car.
Then you know it's a riot.
They smashed up some local businesses, which is pretty lame. And it was interesting to go on Instagram and kind of see, like, Kanoe Igarashi had put something like, haha, and like tagged his buddy. And then a bunch of people started piling on him going, this is your city, and they're wrecking it. And
I saw someone fall off the pier.
I mean, jump off. They were jumping off.
Debatable.
Into each other. Yeah, it was just a big, wild party. And had that happen in my hometown, I would be livid, upset, angry. It happens in Huntington Beach.
It's just funny.
I feel for the people that had their stuff damaged.
How many riots is that now?
It's at least 3 that we know of.
I'm seeing a pattern.
There was some, what do they call it, like Liberty March over the summer where there was a little bit of violence. Yeah, some, like white pride people got in the mix, which we'd never like to see. And I think violence against them is totally fine.
I'm just saying, there's been a bunch of riots in Huntington.
Yeah, 84.
And then when Modest Mouse played, that was insane. 2000
and something. I barely escaped that one. I was literally 5 minutes from getting caught in the riot.
I had left about an hour earlier.
You know that this is actually...
Didn't you have to introduce the band?
Yeah, so that day, I remember I was introducing the bands, and...
U.S. Open of Surf, ladies and gentlemen. This was during the summer.
Yeah.
It wasn't the bands contest. It was like a skate contest. It was right after the skate comp.
Right. It was just it was a concert on the beach, and it was huge. Modest Mouse was about to play, and I remember the fire marshal came up to me. He goes, "You're the announcer, right?" He goes, "You need to calm this crowd down." And I went up on stage and I said, "All right, everybody, let's keep it cool. Let's start by showing each other some love." I said, "Give the person to your left a high five," and everybody did it. "Give the person to your right a hug." This is pre-COVID, and they did it. And so I felt like I did my job really well. Because I felt like I calmed the crowd down. And Modest Mouse played, things got nuts. And then it was after the band finished. I think that boredom, sun, alcohol, mixed with 50,000 half-nude people, that causes a problem. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't Modest Mouse's fault.
All I'm saying is that I feel like there's something in the water
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the lack of water. At any rate.
Drink water this summer. Try to alleviate some
I feel like
issues.
Huntington is prone to riots.
You know why? And I read this as well. So Huntington Beach is, you can take the freeway straight from the Inland Empire, and nothing against Inland Empire, like lots of wonderful people from there, but you can take the freeway straight from there, and all roads lead directly to the pier from all areas. There's huge beaches. There's plenty of access in and out, and unlike a lot of other beach towns where you could kind of corral people, like if you came to Encinitas or Newport, or not Newport, like, what's another beach town? Del Mar. There's a lot of beach towns where you'd be more able to kind of corral people, but the beaches are so big in Huntington, all the side streets and everything coming through. It's a tough place to regulate, I would say. So it's just a great place for a riot.
Wear a helmet.
Wear a helmet. Don't be a dick.
On the beach.
Drink
Don't
water.
be a dick. That's right.
No more riots. Let's just have a positive summer. Speaking of positivity, there was a wild contest at the BSR Surf Resort. Red Bull's Foam Wreckers. The anti-surf contest. Texas is wide open, and you can go party there. And this is a riot in a good way. Jamie O'Brien, Catch Surf, Red Bull put this contest together as mostly locals from Texas representing, ripping in the BSR Surf Resort. Perfect wave, perfect swell technology pool that we love so much. We want to come back. Always want to come back.
It's funny because yesterday when we were leaving Dew Tour Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah.
So I'm in the airport. It's like 9 a.m. leaving, and up walks Alex Midler and Alex Sorgente.
Yeah.
Straight from the bar, it looked like, and they were heading to BSR.
Yeah, they're all there.
There's a lot of people at BSR right now.
Yeah, there's been some radicalness happening there. So I mean that's kind of your surf news. Next time, Adrian, who's a big fan of the show, Adrian, next time you got a kickback. Come on, man, we want to come. I want to bring my backpack full of fireworks. Are you on TikTok?
No.
I'm on it, but I just never post on it.
What do you post?
Like dances.
Is that what I mean?
I post dances.
I guess I don't have the.
You don't have the dances.
I don't know. I don't have the bandwidth to take all that in.
Skate news is brought to you by Adventure.io. 'Tis the summer to go on an adventure. What better way to do that than guided by the experts? Adventure.io. Get the app now. Peruse it. You're going to find an adventure for you.
Can you hear that jackhammer?
You want to shut the window?
Maybe you can just.
I don't know. It's kind of like we're in the city.
Yeah. It's an urban
Adrian's
show.
kickback's going on right outside.
Dew Tour.
As if you didn't know.
Des Moines. We were there.
We were there.
For solid
5 days.
5 days.
And you know what? I'm a huge fan of Des Moines. I really am.
I wasn't in the beginning. When I was leaving, I was like, damn, this place is cool.
Yeah.
It did. Once the sun came out, we were dealing with monsoonal rains every day.
Yeah.
The competition had some hiccups as far as rain delays. Stop starts.
Well, and our side too, because people keep asking me, how was it? Well, when the contest is running, it's super fun because we love skateboarding and we got to work together.
Yep.
We got to work with a really great team of commentators, and the production crew is always awesome. But when you show up game face on with your mind ready to just talk about skateboarding, you sit down and then you got to wait 2 hours sitting in the same spot, ready to talk about skateboarding, but not talking about skateboarding because it's raining. Then you do that till 10:30 at night. It gets a little wild, but all that kind of got washed away, literally by the rain, on the finals day, which just
beautiful. Only one major rainstorm.
One mini squall,
but it was cool. It actually just cooled it off.
Yeah.
And it was rad, and they went off in the street. They went off in the park. The sun was out.
That show's going to be on NBC this weekend. We had Zombie Burger. And
shout-outs, Des Moines.
It's like if you can't get enough of us on this podcast, go to NBC on Saturday. You get even more of us.
I say funny stuff on the air.
He said some funny stuff. I was kind of the straight man, with the facts. And you had some great puns.
Zings. I was informed, though, that Scandinavia is actually in Europe.
Yes.
So Technically,
So,
you were correct when you
when
said.
you scold your friend on air,
I didn't scold you.
when you correct your friend on air with
Yeah, I
incorrect, well, right when I said it,
I mansplained European
Yeah.
geography to Chris.
he mansplained me. But you're right. You're right. Yeah. Just watch the show.
It's good.
Let me tell you about some of the results. Todd and I were in the booth for the finals of men's park, which we'll get to in a minute. But before we get to there, adaptive women, Tia Pearl, Tracy Garachapek, and Catherine Beatty won 1, 2, 3. And I want to give a shout out to a special Monday M.A.S.S fan, Lily Rice from the UK, 2019 world champ.
Yeah.
Super M.A.S.S fan. She got a hat and a sticker, and she was stoked. I met her, and then I saw her again in the airport, and she was wearing her Monday M.A.S.S hat
Sick.
proudly.
Yeah, Lily.
She wore that hat all the way across the Atlantic Ocean. And Lily, if you're listening, love you, and can't wait to see you again and see you shred again. You're awesome.
I'll say this is like the adaptive. It doesn't get the credit that it should get because
that's a show in itself.
It is a show in itself. And on the men's and women's side, I got to watch the men's live, and you're talking about someone that is straight blind.
Yeah.
Skating the bowl park.
And skating well.
So
men's adaptive street was Felipe Nunez, Justin Bishop, and Vinicius Sardi. So we're talking about blind skaters missing one or both legs, missing arms, basically skating through challenges that would take most people out of skateboarding. You would think, oh, I can't skate. But then, I get emotional just like talking about it.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Like if you watch, you can search. I'm sure there'll be some stuff on the Dew Tour website, but if you go and you kind of search Dew Tour Adaptive, and you see someone that obviously had sight before,
it was probably a degenerative.
Yeah, it was degenerative. They started skating, they lost their sight because they still have skills.
Yeah.
But now their perceiving of where things are, their depth perception of how to approach obstacles is completely dictated by sound and feeling with a stick, and then it is so flippin' incredible. It's like, don't ever tell me that you can't.
Yeah. I was telling somebody I'm going to keep some videos of adaptive skateboarding on my phone. And next time someone says like, "Oh, this ground is rough.
Oh yeah,
my trucks suck."
Yeah.
I go, here you go. See? Shut up. Skate.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Enjoyment all around for women's park and women's street. The final results for women's street: Masugu Okamoto, Sky Brown, Sakura Yoshizumi.
That's women's park.
That's women's park. Yes, you're right. And we watched that, and we were freaking out like everybody else. Sky Brown, 12 years old.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
incredible.
Insane. The level of women's park riding is through the roof right now.
Most improved by far in the last 3 or 4 years. I attribute that to, unlike men's park, I'm going to give a lot of credit to skateboarding competition as the catalyst for women's park skateboarding getting so just outrageously next level.
Yeah, and I think Vans Park Series kind of pioneered that as far as there was finally a series for the women to travel and feed off each other and have a goal at the end of the year to be the overall champ. Yeah,
and that series bred a lot of just the quick rise of skaters like Sakura Yoshizumi, Brighton Zoyner, Jordan Barrett, a lot of the younger skaters coming up, and now. I mean, this is going to be probably one of the biggest stories coming out of the Olympics is the young female skaters. Especially in park, because they're flying around, they're doing 540s.
It's a little bit more, I think that for the everyday person, catching air is always more relatable. And I think, it's this Dew Tour that we did had crazy implications too. So there was a lot on the line for these women.
And one of the you look at what's happening on the deck too. They're smiling, hugs, high fives. It's just a powerful movement. Congratulations, Sakura Yoshizumi taking the win. So so radical. She rules. Women's street, Pamela Rosa got the win. Ayesa Leal and Rus Sweltsloot. No, I said that wrong.
It's all right.
I was very focused on men's park finals because I was working that event.
Watch the broadcast.
I can't.
Pamela Rosa, though, is no joke.
Ripping. Yeah. Really fun to watch. Again, high tech, high speed, awesome. Men's street. This was, we got to watch a big part of men's street finals. I would say Nyjah and Yuto. Nyjah won, and it was incredible. Yuto got second. Those names you know well. Aurélien Girard.
French
Girard. Aurélien Girard. We're not being paid, so we don't have to technically learn all the names in this. On air we do, but in this, that was rad. And
I'll say this though, we were talking about like Nyjah almost didn't make the cut to 8.
Yeah.
The night before the qualifier for the finals with he's going to the Olympics no matter what because his points are crazy. But to watch what happened in the final and the consistency of these guys.
Yeah.
You can talk all the shit you want about Nyjah and his short shorts.
I'm not.
And his, whatever.
Love those
extended
shorts.
Nyjah-ness. He is a freaking walking demo.
Yeah.
He does not miss. And if he's missing the trick, he gets it when he goes back and tries it again. He is a machine.
Yeah.
He's the best in the world at competitive park skating because he is.
That's true. Street.
Park.
I know what you mean. Street park. Street park skating. Big story came out of there that was kind of overshadowed by Nyjah was the fact was the possibility, high probability that Jamie Foy may have qualified for the U.S. Olympic street team.
Yes, that is freaking amazing. And that, I feel like that carries over into the men's park story.
The men's park story. And I'm not saying this because Todd and I were on the call, but it was the best and most exciting part of the week, for sure.
There was a lot of heroes falling.
A lot of heroes fell.
I mean, I pretty much went into this event thinking that Tom Shaw was a lock.
Yeah.
Because he's just the one.
Or Jagger. Same thing. But it showed us that skateboarding is... she is a
fickle beast.
She is a fickle beast. You took the words right out of my mouth. Thank you. Appreciate that.
But...
I couldn't get that out.
Zion Wright
blew my mind. Everybody's mind.
He was in practice. He was kind of just cruising.
Yeah.
But like subtly like destroying the park.
Yeah.
And he came out on the qualifying day, won the qualifier with a run that was just bonkers, and it seemed to just like happen for him.
Yeah, and it almost seemed like that was the peak. Until you talk, I talked to him right after.
Crazy, he made the final. I think he peaked too early.
Yeah, I talked to him right after. I go, that was amazing. So fun to watch. And he's like, I'm just getting started. And I go, oh shit, this dude's gonna win. And he did in a big way.
Yeah.
And you can see that on Saturday on NBC.
Or you can go to either one of our Instagrams or go to the Monday M.A.S. Instagram and watch the replay of it.
Crank it up though. Turn it way up.
He destroyed it. I think we did a pretty damn good job commenting it. And
that was us high-fiving.
So that brings us to in second place, Oski Rosenberg got second with a freestyling, freeform jazz skateboarding approach to skating.
Yep, beautiful,
insane. And then Gavin Botker,
14 years old,
stepped up on his last run, did the best run he possibly could. But when some people have Eye of the Tiger, they do, and you can't get rid of them.
Gavin Botker is going to be so gnarly. I mean, he's already really gnarly, but 14. Give him like 2 years and gets a little strength.
Yeah.
It's honestly, he's 14 years old. Tate Crew, 16 years old. He also made the finals. The rest of the field, 20, 21, 22, they're pretty much, they got to be feeling a little worried when they watch Gavin and Tate skate because that is the future. And in the next 3 years, those guys at that age are going to
shout out to Liam Pace
surpass.
Shout out to Liam Pace's performance in the finals because I thought that he got a little underscored.
You did?
On his run, a little bit.
A little bit, maybe.
He's a subtle hair farming destroyer.
I just don't think he wasn't top 3 though.
Yeah, he was damn good though.
The results, I feel like the results were spot on.
Mm-hmm. So the implications of this is Zion Wright is now representing the U.S. for park skating at the Olympics, along with the frickin' Sleepy Turtle,
Corey Juneau,
and then Hey Mona Reynolds is the #1 qualifier. But the fact that we have Corey Juneau and Zion Wright representing for Park. I think the representation of skateboarding is in its truest form will be there. It's not like a couple trainers.
I really want to see Zion Wright on the cover of a Wheaties box.
Dude. And he is going to be the one that, like, once the media gets a hold of him, because he's going to drink it in.
Well, he was 114th on the world skate rankings, and he basically jumped from there all the way near the top. Zion Wright, going to the Olympics.
Big Z going. And so that brings us to...
But they still don't like us to say it's final, right?
I don't know. Who cares? This is the Monday Mass. Who the fuck listens to this? The big tie over from Street is that Jamie Foy potentially making the Olympic team. Best buddies with Zion Wright, both coming out of Florida. They have each other's backs. To see those two representing the U.S., I mean, Jamie Foy is like the gnarliest of the gnarly in Street. So there's a lot of people that hate on the Olympics, like, oh, it's not real skateboarding. How do you say that Jamie Foy isn't?
There's no argument for that.
You can't argue with that. You can't argue that Zion's not real. They are the realest of the freaking real.
Well, I mean, look at Nyjah's parts. You're going to tell me Nyjah's a contest skater?
Skater of the year goes to the Olympics. The Thrasher Skateboarder of the Year gets named to the Olympic team. Oh, fucking, he's a contest kid.
Oh, the Olympics. I'm going to quit skateboarding. Because it's in the Olympics.
Don't be a boner.
Quit. Go ahead.
Love on it.
Because a lot of other people are going to start, and we don't need you if you're going to quit because something's on TV.
All I got to say is Jamie Foy is just big boy Foy at the Olympics. Real deal.
A couple other little Olympic nods here. The U.S. Olympic Women's Park Team, Bryce Wetstein, Brighton Zoyner, Jordan Barrett. They're all from right here in San Diego. Yeah. What's up with San Diego being repped in the Olympics? Tight. 12-year-old Sky Brown will be in the Olympics. I believe that Sky Brown is going to be kind of the face of women's park skating.
Chloe Kimmich.
Yes. Moving on. We talked last week about Jake Wooten and his crew filming in an empty airport in New Orleans.
Dude, his new part?
Yeah. Oh, that's a whole different thing. Jake Wooten right now is the best on the internet.
Yeah.
I wish he would have been at Dew Tour, but he was busy filming. This full part called Terminal Takeover is out now. Redbull.com has it. And also watch his pro part for Santa Cruz. Watch his interviews. Insane. Watch everything you can watch about Jake Wooten. Watch it because he's the best. He's the best.
I have some other news.
Yeah.
So over the weekend, when we were kind of waiting for the contest to restart, I was kind of just perusing the internet, and I forgot about Rick McCrank's Vice series that he does with Alex Craig.
Yeah.
Called Post Radical.
Yes.
And it's like these very artsy, long form,
radical
kind of docu pieces on skateboarding.
Yep.
He did one on this. The episode was called The Dreamer, and it's about this kid from Europe who has a very unorthodox way of skating. He rips, like in a traditional skateboarding sense of street skating. He rips, but he also has a very unorthodox approach to some of the other avenues in skateboarding that he takes.
Yeah.
And one of them is basically he kneels on his skateboard. He gets on his skateboard on all fours.
Doggy style.
Doggy style. He calls it bunny style.
Okay, yeah, that's better.
Yeah, and goes at obstacles. And the whole premise of this was kind of setting up him in his quest to do drop into the mega ramp and go over the mega ramp in this bunny style.
Rabbit style.
It's insane. It follows his journey, an emotional journey. I didn't think I would be this invested in this thing when I started watching it. I was like,
you've been talking about it all weekend.
This guy is kind of weird. You have to watch it with the English subtitles on.
Okay.
Necessary.
Okay.
Because it's funny as hell.
When I was a kid, my brother's friends used to come home late at night, and I'd be asleep in my bed, and I'd hear them come in, and then they would yell, "Rabbit," and they would jump on the bed and like dry hump me.
So that's why.
So I appreciate someone skateboarding like that.
Anyway, you got to watch it. Rick McCrank hits the mega ramp in Tehachapi at Woodward as well, and it's really gives you an idea of the stress and drama it takes to like sack up.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, I guess that's kind of sexist.
To rabbit.
But to basically
rabbit up.
Really dig down deep and pull courage out to hit the mega ramp.
You know, one of my favorite. I'm gonna watch that doc, by the way.
It's good.
ASAP. One of my favorite skateboarding websites, Jankum.com, had a great little mini documentary about the City Bike Boys. You know who the City Bike Boys are?
Mm-mm.
The City Bike Boys are a little crew in New York, and they're known for grabbing those blue city bikes off the racks and jumping shit. So they followed around kind of the lead City Bike Boy, and he was jumping stairs, jumping at skate parks. And if you've ever ridden a city bike, they're like 1,000 pounds, and they do not go that well, and somehow these dudes just rip on them.
Shitty bikes.
The City Bike Boys. That's it.
Cool.
There. Yeah. There's more skateboarding coming. So the skate park teams have been decided, almost pretty much decided for the Olympics. That's it for skate park competition. There's one street event left coming up in Rome next week.
And if you're following, I mean, that will be the ender for these street park dudes.
Yeah.
In other skateboard competition, I just found this out too. X Games is coming back, not in the format that we think of like a festival like Dew Tour was, but they're going to do individual backyard. I guess the park portion is going to be at the CATF over here in Vista.
Okay.
The BMX stuff will be in someone's backyard somewhere around here, and then I don't know what the rest of Brando's plan is.
Well, if you want two of the best park commentators on the planet, X Games.
That's right.
It's going to cost you at least $500 a week.
You hit up Brando and
let's start a petition.
Fill in the blank.
Snow News is brought to you by K2 Snowboarding. In about 6 months, I'm going to get back on that thing. K2 Snowboarding is there for you. This is a great deal. It's a great time actually to get great deals on snowboards.
It's a fantastic time.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Used, new, gear.
If you have a wetsuit and you don't surf anymore, you could probably trade someone at the beach.
Yes. You're right.
A wetsuit for a snowboard, because for some reason there is the great wetsuit drought of 2021 right now.
I have 3 wetsuits that I don't need anymore. So DM me if you're a size medium. For real. And if you're local, we'll see what we can do. Welcome back to Slush Video Magazine. So Slush Video Magazine takes after beloved video magazines such as 411 Video Magazine. And the second episode features Russell Winfield. They follow him to the inaugural World Quarterpipe Championships in Squaw Valley. They go down to Mammoth for a session with Keir Dillon and Virgil Abloh from Louis Vuitton and Off-White fame. So there's something for everyone in Slush Video Magazine episode 2. Sneakerheads, snowboarders, fans of legendary snowboarders, fans of quarter pipes.
Do you like resorts?
There's something for everyone
That's
in
coming
Slush
soon.
Video Magazine episode 2.
I will say that the Bomb Hole with Mark McMorris is a must listen to. It's hilarious.
Is that new?
Well, it was last week.
A new hole.
But there's a new hole coming out Wednesday. I don't know when that is. Oh, and then I had a podcast drop today from the Airtime podcast with Jody Wozniak from Canada.
Nice.
And
you can listen to that after you listen to this.
Well, yeah, listen, you wouldn't know about it unless you listened to this, so.
Right.
There you go.
Well, don't turn this off and go to that, because that's just Todd talking to someone else, and this one it's Todd talking to me, and like.
Yep.
I'm not really asking him a lot of questions.
Nope.
I don't care. I don't care to know about him. I just want to talk about
moving right along.
2021 Red Bull Recharged. Here's your results.
This was the event that happened at Mammoth about a month ago.
Is this a month ago now?
Yeah, I think it was about a month ago.
Well, Snow News is a little bit slow here. In,
Guess what?
June.
It's friggin' 75 degrees outside.
Well, Jamie Anderson won, and Dusty Hendrickson won. So
there we go.
Todd is.
This is typically the
right
time of year that the snowboard news begins to kind of dry in the vine.
A little bit. Yeah,
we'll look. For
I saw footage of people riding Mammoth.
Did you go
a couple days ago?
Back.
Okay.
Go back to surf news.
Okay.
I forgot about this. Did you see Matthew McConaughey surfing at the Surf Ranch this week?
I didn't see him actually on waves. I just saw that he was there.
I saw him surfing.
With Strider.
Ray Monaco. Of course, he was there with Strider. I saw him surfing a wave. He got like a really long wave.
Nice. And he could go, stand up, and kind of cruise?
Yeah, really wide stance.
Okay.
Super wide.
He's like the Gabriel Medina of famous celebrity surfers?
No, this one's more like it's really big.
It's wide.
Can we talk, We're
talk
gonna put
candidly here.
That was snowboard news. We'll see you next week on
mean,
that. Back to
don't wanna
surf
hear
news.
snowboarding
We're gonna
news.
retcon surf news here.
We're going back.
So there's a guy that surfs with me. Actually, a couple guys that surf with me.
In and around you.
In and around me. People I know.
Okay.
They can surf.
Right.
Okay, they can do it. They can catch waves and do it. Their stances are so big that I feel like they're being hampered by the size of stance they have.
Yeah.
Like this, it's like holy shit. That fucking stance. How do you even pump a surfboard? Do you feel like okay? So you're watching like Matthew McConaughey in Raymond's Instagram, and he's basically got 1 foot on the tip and 1 foot on the tail of a longboard.
Yeah, but he's a beginner.
It doesn't matter. Like I feel like it's their responsibility to say, okay, well when you're standing comfortably, is this how you're standing? No, if you jump off of a table onto the ground, are you jumping with your feet as far apart as they can get?
I think it's called a survival stance for a reason, because I think a lot of people, in the case of Matthew McConaughey, for example, probably didn't grow up surfing, but probably was on a lot of boats growing up. When you're on a boat and the boat's moving, what do? You widen your stance and you brace yourself for the motion of the ocean. So that's in defense of Matthew McConaughey's stance.
I just feel like do I tell these people in the water, like do you think I should just ignore it?
Tighten it up.
Or do you think it's like if I tell them like, look, dude, your stance, like I think you would be a much better surfer if you tightened up your stance. But is that like basically saying your stance is fucking whack? Like,
I think there's a way you could say it, but some people don't like unasked for advice.
Right.
So maybe just don't let it bother you.
It doesn't really bother me.
It seems like it bothers you.
I just feel like it's just my nature of like wanting to help somebody.
He just
when
wants
you
to
see
help.
an obvious problem.
It's like he wants to help you, wide stancers. Do you want to get back out of surf news?
Yeah, let's.
Okay, we're backing out.
Pull out of there.
Okay, now we're going into nerd news, brought to you by Pannikin Coffee and Tea. Todd, today is, to real Star Wars fans, real Star Wars Day.
And you know why?
44 years ago today.
A New Hope came out in theaters.
Where were you?
I was at home in Paxton, Massachusetts. I saw A New Hope about a month and a half after this.
Oh, it was in theaters for that long?
No, I saw it in 1976, dude.
Wait. Oh yeah, that was the year I was born.
Yeah.
Pretty
crazy.
But I'm saying so it debuted on this day, probably like in Hollywood or something, and then it made its way to the East Coast.
No, like it's in the theaters. It pops everywhere.
Yeah, but it was in the theater a month later. It was probably that successful.
Star Wars was the biggest movie ever.
Yeah, they're not pulling that out of the theaters. It's probably still in the theaters.
People saw Star Wars like 30-something times that summer.
You saw it one time?
I saw it the one time, and then I remember I saw it again with my uncle at the end of the summer, and then, yeah, it was a big deal.
I remember you telling me that the theater was so crowded, your uncle had to sit on your lap.
But traditionally, Star Wars is always dropped right around Memorial Day.
But you cannot see the original cut of Star Wars anymore, correct?
What are you talking about?
Like, you cannot find
because
a first cut of Star Wars.
George Lucas went in and created these special editions where he added some bullshit.
So if I went on eBay or I went on the internet...
If you have an old... See, but I think maybe they did...
I don't know if it ever came out on VHS.
It did. Yeah, it totally did. I had the Star Wars.
Because you could rent it.
Yeah, because I went back to the theater in like the mid or early 90s and saw the Star Wars re-release special editions.
Were you pissed?
No, because I was stoked because they put Boba Fett in. They actually you remember in the very initial first cut of we're going deep in the weeds.
Yeah.
The very original Star Wars, they had Jabba the Hutt was actually. Remember the scene in when they run to the Millennium Falcon and they're trying to get out of Mos Eisley?
Yes.
Jabba the Hutt was there, but it was a fat man.
Oh, it was a guy, and it's like a guy walking around.
Like a guy walking around. So they went in and CGI Jabba the Hutt, and then put Boba Fett in there too because he was such a popular character.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. I don't.
It's trash day here. Just if you're curious what that sound is.
It's Star Wars' theatrical release birthday. It's also Sonic the Hedgehog's birthday. He's 30 years old, still fast as ever.
Did you have a Sega system?
Yeah, I did.
I feel like it was like Sonic against Mario. Like Super Mario came out then, and
I liked the look of the original,
Sega?
original Sega Genesis.
Yeah, looks sick, right?
Yeah, it was cool. Looked like a race car, and I did love Sonic the Hedgehog. I was almost kind of like out of my video game phase. Wait, no, I wasn't.
No, that would have been peak.
I only had Nintendo. So I only played Sonic the Hedgehog at other people's houses.
Super Nintendo? Or Nintendo?
Nintendo.
Mm.
NES. Nintendo Entertainment System. Just days after the teenage punk band, the Linda Lindas, went viral with their song called Racist, Sexist Boy. Boom. Overnight sensation. Warranted. Record deal on Epitaph Records.
Epitaph.
Linda Lindas are going big.
Fucking Epitaph.
I love that. I love it. Who knows if it's going to be a lasting thing, but whatever happens, they went out there and just basically rewrote. A lot of people, we think about Riot Girl and, Bikini Kill and all that. They did a lot of work for feminism and for punk rock in general. And then, now there's just so much stuff and layers. And then all of a sudden, just a lot of people found this video and the message was just, it's so clear. It's not like, oh, you can just take these lyrics and make them your own. Whatever it makes you, no. Something, a racist, sexist act happened to this young girl.
They're like pre-teens.
12, 13, and they said, okay.
Fuck you.
And they won. They beat, whoever said that to them is a loser. First of all.
Don't be a dick.
And now you are, because these girls called you out. So hopefully, I don't want to say you're a loser. Hopefully you're just ignorant and you will change your ways. But I think that was pretty rad.
What else you got?
We talk a little bit about TV shows and movies in this segment. And I'm addicted to a show right now called Money Heist. And it's old, and I know it's probably a global sensation from last year. It's from Spain. It's got subtitles. It's about a group of robbers who take over the Spanish mint.
What?
And they print their own money. It's insane.
What network?
Netflix.
I watched
Netflix.
Remember that Spanish show I told you to watch called 13 Coins?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Spanish too.
Yeah, we like Spanish shows. I
saw Army of the Undead. That David Bautista, that guy?
David Duchovny?
No. I think it's Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, the thing about Vegas. They have to go into Las Vegas and
there's
it's kind of like Ocean's 11
with zombies
meets Aliens.
Is it good?
It's entertaining.
Okay, I'll watch it. I'll watch it on an airplane. I'm going to El Salvador.
Yeah, it's an airplane movie.
So I'm going to need some
good
stuff to watch.
Good. Someone asked me on the DMs if we had checked out the show Invincible that was on Amazon Prime. Yes, I'm a huge Invincible fan. I tried to get Chris to watch it. It's the animated one that's a lot like The Boys.
Okay.
You need to watch it. You're going to El Salvador. You're going to have nothing to do.
I might watch it. Here's a quote from 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama.
What do you say?
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't exactly know what they are. So a lot of people are saying that UFOs are real and the government says they're real, but it's strange because it seems like not a lot of people care after a lot of hubbub about UFOs. I don't understand what's going on. It's like if they're real...
He said all that?
He said that. If they're real and there's proof, then why is no one really caring?
Because I think everyone already knew.
Everyone already knew, and it's if something's 1,000 miles over there and you see it move and then it's gone.
You're all okay. Good.
Oh, that's people, especially Americans, are going to need an alien on CNN.
Look, there's more
saying, "I'm an alien."
Yeah.
And
I feel like there's more fucked up shit happening in Florida on a daily basis than anything an alien could possibly show us.
Yeah, it's really, life is stranger than fiction, man.
But
I really believe that.
I will say this: I think we would be really naive to think that this spinning blue ball is a anomaly in a vast, unimaginative universe or unimaginably large universe. You know what I'm saying?
If there is an alien invasion and humans start to get, like War of the Worlds wiped out. I hope it happens when I'm about 85 or 90 years old, because I'd like to see it, but I don't particularly want to be killed by aliens right now, because I feel like I got a lot of stuff I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see it, but I don't want it to happen now. So, aliens, who are big fans of this show,
yeah,
if you're gonna purge us,
like,
wait,
I don't want the alien. I don't want like the aliens from Aliens. That would
what
be
you're gonna
bad.
get.
Yeah.
You want Mars Attacks aliens? They seem just as bad.
They're just as bad.
I would like ETs.
What about like the
alien?
alien?
Nice ETs.
Well, like Cocoon.
Cocoon wouldn't be bad.
Or what was the other movie? The one that just came out. The one with the woman. What the frick was the name of that?
The woman.
It's.
Contact.
No, Contacts suck. I don't want Jodie Foster's aliens.
They didn't really do much.
JFA is actually Jodie Foster's aliens, but no, the one where she like deciphers the language and the whole movie is happening.
The Visitor
in reverse. No, I forget what it was called. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Was the girl from The Office?
Kind of looked like the girl.
Yeah.
From The Office.
I know she went like this to the screen.
Yeah, she puts her hand on the thing and the movie's working backwards.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Is it an M. Night Shyamalan? I did like that M. Night Shyamalan alien movie where
Shamalama Ding Dong
with Bruce Willis and what's his name, Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
Swing away, and the alien hits the alien.
Yes.
With the water, and the water defeats the aliens.
Yeah. I did like that. Have you been noticing old videos getting taken down off Instagram?
Yes, a lot lately. What is going on?
There's an Instagram purge happening about copyright written material, and it's strange because it's stuff that you've probably posted a year or two ago.
Yeah, at least a year or two ago.
And I had a Daredevils, this old surf video series that I was in. A Daredevils video get removed randomly.
Rando.
A video of Neil Peart playing drums got removed.
I had I had the opener for the $6 Million Man
removed. Like, that's a big thing that people are trying to steal from the network.
How are they figuring it out? Just like
robots, algorithms.
I mean, robots.
The vaccine.
How do they work?
The vaccine. Being tracked.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed since I got the vaccine, now my Instagram videos are getting taken down. Makes you think.
True.
Right?
Right.
The magnet sticks to your arm.
Did it?
Makes you think.
Does a magnet really stick to your arm?
Steve Jobs controlling the Earth and Facebook.
Yeah. I wonder if they have Facebook in space.
Yeah. It's more of a linear formula. What else we got here? We got questions. Do you have any other nerd news?
No, I think we're gonna shut the door on nerd news.
It's not been the best show.
It has been. It's been a great show. We talk about a lot of things that are important to
I got a long question from a good friend.
Is it a new friend?
Pedro Pierre.
All right, what we got?
Okay, he's a ripping skater, just so you know. Okay, how we define sports. Surfing and skating is related to sport or not. I see the term sports for the most part as games. So that's what I call them. There's literally a goal, right? Sports mean score a goal.
Sure.
So should we be considered a sport or something else? It's like knitting for yourself versus fashion for the masses. So calling skateboarding a sport, surfing a sport, what are your thoughts? A lot of dead air right there.
I'm trying to think because I've been asked this question a whole bunch, just about with skating, snowboarding, skating in particular.
I think it's an amalgamation of a sport and an art form.
It isn't. I think it's an art form. It's an expressive.
And I would say a lifestyle, really, because
it's like actually someone said something really interesting once, and I think it was in what was Steve Hawk's surf movie that he made. Into the Blue?
Yeah.
Okay, so
something like that.
In there, it was like they interviewed some guy and said, do tennis players go and just stare at a tennis court all day?
But probably not.
No, but it's deeper. It's more than a sport.
Yes.
It is I think it is a lifestyle.
It could be a religion, a life calling.
Yeah.
And I think skateboarding, you have to skate to be considered a skateboarder. Surfing is more of a mindset You know, I mean, you do have to surf to be calling yourself a surfer, but
are
also
they
surfing, going to the beach, hanging out.
Are they culturally appropriating surfing? And
Don't
I don't
know.
mean that in the weird way of like, you know, a race or
No, I know what you mean.
ethnicity, but like I feel like there's a lot of cultural appropriation of all of action sports.
Hollister wearing
Right.
surf
So then what is it? If they're doing that, they're not culturally appropriating a sport. It's
maybe,
a lifestyle.
yeah, maybe that's the kind of outer ring of the culture. The inner ring is the actual activity of doing it, and I would say, yes, it's a sport because I think of a sport as something active that you do, frisbee, whatever, but also an art form because I wouldn't. There's a lot of football. I wouldn't necessarily consider an art form.
What about esports?
I wouldn't consider esports an art form, but I would consider it a sport because it's hand-eye coordination and it's
like ping pong.
Yeah, that's a sport. So I that's not a waffle of an answer. I'm saying yes, there are elements of sport to it, but also heavy elements of art.
Okay.
Watch Oscar Rosenberg skate. That's art.
Yeah, that's art. It is art.
Taylor Schultz.
What's he say?
Taylor_Schultz says best non-skateboard thing about Des Moines. I'm gonna say this the vibe. I know that's a general thing, but everyone was really nice. And I asked someone, "Why is it so nice here?" And they said, "Oh, that we call that Iowa nice." But there's no accent. They don't have an accent.
No, it's just.
The food was good. We had an amazing breakfast at the Breakfast Club in Des Moines. The East Village was cool.
I think the whole Riverwalk is rad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like random art installations and things that you wouldn't typically associate with someplace that would be like quote unquote a flyover state.
Right. As I said on the broadcast, Des Moines is the cultural mecca of the Midwest. We saw that firsthand. There's great architecture, great food, and I think there's a big microbrew like beer scene there.
Jigo skate park.
Huge skate park. And they're going to do more. I heard a rumor about a
waves.
River wave.
There's going to be a standing river wave.
When that river wave comes, you call us. I'll go back to Des Moines for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Nigel said it. He's like, they need to do a contest here every year. If Nigel says it, do it. Hannah Lee. How set are the Olympic teams after Dew Tour, and were there any surprise mix-up? I think Zion was probably the biggest surprise. Yeah. Not surprising due to talent, but just where he was placed.
Yeah.
And
they're
where he
pretty
ended.
set. There's definitely some, this contest in Rome will definitely shake up a couple things.
In street, for sure.
But I think that, there's a couple alternates for good reason. There's kind of a while between now and the Olympics, and if people are trying to learn new shit, there's a good potential of getting broke off before the Olympics. So you never know. You might see someone like Gavin Botker.
And hopefully no one makes a mistake and
right.
takes a puff of ganj.
Runs the doob.
Or does a little bit of that devil's
Chaunch.
Peruvian marching powder. Or shelves a tab of ecstasy and goes and parties all night and then gets tested.
Shelves a tab? Is that how you say it?
That's what we did at Adrian's Kickback. Gucci gang.
Swag.
Jed, Pacific Northwest, Jed_PNW. You guys got to see firsthand some absolutely incredible adaptive skaters rip. Any other rad surf skate or snow related stories that you've been a part of? Watching them really made my day. Stories like those individuals. Yes, ISA has the Adaptive World Championships for surfing. I've been to a couple of them. Same thing. I mean, you're watching this, and if you're not emotional, and if you're not inspired, if you're not running into the water to congratulate and just not even help because they're doing it.
Isn't Jesse Billhauer a big? He had.
They will surf again. I'm getting emotional right now just thinking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to see more, there's a Challenged Athletes. CEF is a great federation. Yeah, they will surf again, and the ISA adaptive event that happens in La Jolla every year is. Yeah. I mean, it's the same feeling as we saw at Dew Tour.
They used to do it at X Games. There used to be the disabled event for disabled snowboard cross.
Yeah,
and it was like the raddest freaking thing. Like
I saw a couple snowboarders that competed. Gnarly Nubby was there. couple guys who compete in snow and skate, and so.
And there's been like over the years. I mean, there was a really famous skater who died a couple years ago, John Comer, who had one leg.
Yep.
And you would not have known it. He ripped so flipping hard. Skated for Powell. Was one of the gnarliest dudes in Texas at Jeff Phillips' old skate park, and like
mini ramp ruler,
destroyer. Unfortunately, he passed away, but like.
He paved the way. He
really did.
Showed us all what's possible.
Yeah. It takes those people too to like kind of like show people it's okay. You can go out there and rip. And then, look, Bethany Hamilton. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's insane.
The level is amazing. Yeah. I a lot of times you get a lot more out of watching that than you get out of watching the other parts of the show.
Able-bodied.
Adam Etzart says, what was the highlight of your trip to Iowa? Zion's run, really. Yeah. Calling the finals with you was awesome, and the cherry on top of that was Zion's run.
Yeah.
Because it would have been a great story if Oski won. He's one of my favorite skateboarders, but the fact that Zion came from the obscure realms of the rankings all the way to the top and provided that highlight and that story. That was definitely my highlight.
My highlight was just hanging out with all the dudes. Like, I have such a good time rolling with you and Zitzer and Andrew Cannon and Alex and Kim, and it's funny. Like, I haven't laughed that freaking hard in so long. It's rad.
Good times. New listener from right around here, Lucadia Chinatown. There's a restaurant in town that serves Italian and Chinese.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah. It serves Italian and Chinese food. It's called Chinatown.
Okay, what we got?
And they're big fans. Skateboarding Olympics coming soon. Who do you think has the best chance at the podium? You guys thinking Lou Jamin or Ivan Federico? Because
I get
Italy and China.
I get it.
I would say Ivan Federico has a good chance, but I think. I think Zion's going to win the gold medal.
Yeah, I do too, honestly. No.
Yeah, I do now. But I respect Lucadia Chinatown for representing for China and Italy.
I want to go to Lucadia Chinatown. I'm going.
It's open for you. It's right up the street in Lucadia.
Oh, no way.
And the only Chinatown in Lucadia is it's smaller than most Chinatowns globally. It's only one restaurant, but it's also Italian food.
It sounds like back east they used to have a lot of those. In
the menu is 18 pages long.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of funny because we had pizza at a place called Fong's in Des Moines, and it was
Chinese
crab
pizza. Crab Rangoon pizza.
And I still don't know what a Rangoon is.
I brought some crab Rangoon home with me.
Yeah, you did. You have a parasite. No, big ups to Fong's. That place rips too.
All right, I'm sweating.
Matthew Fossey wants to know.
One more. Matthew, you're the last one.
Okay, so we went around getting people to take pictures with the Monday Mass sticker. He says, what was the yes to no ratio on people agreeing to these picks?
I think everyone said yes.
Everyone said yes.
Was there anyone that said no?
No.
How did Jamie Foy react when you said?
Oh, he was stoked.
Yeah.
Jamie Foy's a fan of the podcast. He's going to win gold medal.
He's a G. Hasn't he been on?
He's been on this podcast before. So is Ryan Sheckler, and Ryan Sheckler's on our Instagram now. That's it.
All right. Well, you're going to be gone next week?
I'm going to be gone next week. Let's see what we can do. Okay. I'm going to be surrounded by a lot of technology and broadcasting stuff.
You could always just give me a report, and then I could do the No, I don't know how to do this.
Well, we can do it over Zoom. We'll see what happens. Okay, Let's just leave it like that.
Let's leave it open.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. We don't have a lot of subscribers or very many people that like us.
I know.
So
we also
you should like and subscribe.
We don't have a Patreon either. Could you please buy some hats?
Oh yeah, we got hats for sale and shirts for sale.
Stickers too.
And a lot of people have gotten some free pairs of Beneath in their packages. For their packages.
I'm not going to tell you that we're going to put extra stuff in there. You'll just have to find out.
You usually get a handwritten note,
The more you order, the better chances are of getting free stuff.
The better you look. Do you want to look like an awesome person? Get a Monday Mass hat. You want to look even awesomer?
Look at this one.
Oh, you've been wearing that quite a bit.
And if you're on the podcast, I'm wearing a hat.
Yeah. And that's it.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
I'm logging off.
Click the button. Did you go live?
No. Okay.